Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Monday. We have 11 matchups on this NBA slate today, so go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay, guys. Get a $10 minimum deposit. You'll get a 100% match. You'll also get a bonus for referring your friends. And $10 for signing up too. Really great over-under props for pretty much every sport. And so yeah, go ahead and check them out in the link below. I think you guys will like the site. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Good bit of matchups here. Starting with the Charlotte Hornets versus the Washington Wizards. Wizards opening up as 4-point favorites with the over-under at 214.5. The last 10 head-to-head, the Hornets 7-3, 7-3 covering in those matchups. The over-under in this series is 3-7. Charlotte 5-5 in their last 10. Washington 6-4 in their last 10. Charlotte 5-1 covering in their last 6 against Washington. No crazy injuries to report here. Yeah, Charlotte, they pretty much dominated the head-to-head battle. They've been able to cover against Washington here on a 4-point spread. I like them to do the same in this matchup. We'll take the Hornets plus the points. Next matchup, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks opening up as 11-point favorites with the over-under at 212. The last 10 head-to-head, OKC 7-3. 6-4 covering in those 10 matchups. The over-under in this series is 7-3. OKC 5-5 in their last 10. Atlanta 4-6 in their last 10. Atlanta on a nice little 4-game winning streak. Nice little stretch run they're on right now. OKC 5-0 covering on the road. 8-2 covering in their last 10. OKC just covers, man. I mean, they're giving big spreads all the time, and they're just able to cover here. 11 points here. Maybe it'll go down a bit to 10 or 9 or something. I don't know, but too big of a number. I mean, this Hawks team's really nothing special. They're on a nice little run here, but not beating too many teams by double digits. They have looked nice on this 4-game run here. I'll take OKC plus 11. Next matchup, we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Chicago Bulls. Bulls opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 208. The last 10 head-to-head, Indiana 8-2, 6-4 covering in those 10 matchups. The over-under in this series is 6-4. The Pacers 5-5 in their last 10. The Bulls are 6-4 in their last 10 here. Yeah, I like the Bulls here. I don't see any major injuries to report. Still no Vooch, but yeah, I like the Bulls. Only a 3.5-point spread against this Pacers team that hasn't looked good. Just 1-3 in their last 4. Bulls 3-1 in their last 4. Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Bulls here. Next matchup, we have the Phoenix Suns versus the San Antonio Spurs. Phoenix opening up as the favorite at -5.5 with the over-under at 219. The last 10 head-to-head, San Antonio 6-4, 4-2 covering in those matchups. The over-under in this series is 5-5. Phoenix, playing great basketball here on an amazing, they're streaking pretty hard, playing just great basketball. Great team basketball here. Spurs kind of trending in the opposite direction on a little losing streak. Not looking too good here. I'm surprised this line's a little bit shorter. I feel like it should be higher with the way Spurs have been playing. Yeah, I'm going to take the Suns minus the points here. All right, next matchup, we have the Brooklyn Nets versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Nets opening up as 8-point favorites with the over-under at 208.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Brooklyn 6-4, 4-5-1 covering in those matchups. The over-under in this series is 6-4. Brooklyn 8-2 in their last 10. Cleveland 6-4 in their last 10. They did just lose to Brooklyn by 10 points. Brooklyn 5-2 in their last 7 against Cleveland, 6-1 on the road here. Yeah, they just beat this Cleveland team, covered their spread, or actually they pushed on the spread, but only an 8-point spread here. Yeah, gonna roll with the Nets again. Next matchup, we have the Houston Rockets versus the Boston Celtics. Celtics opening up as 11.5-point favorites with the over-under at 212.5. The last 10 head-to-head, both teams are 5-5. Boston 6-3-1 covering in those matchups. The over-under in this series is 3-6-1. Houston, 0-10 on the road. Their losing streak's just insane at this point. Boston 7-3 in their last 10, playing good basketball. Hard to trust this Houston team, even with 11.5. They could get murdered here. It's just tough if you want to take Houston plus the points. So we're gonna roll with the Celtics. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Timberwolves opening up as the 2-point favorites. They're opening up as the favorites at -2 with the over-under at 216.5. The last 10 head-to-head, both teams 5-5. Both teams 5-5 covering, and the over's 5-5. So a lot of mixed in this matchup here. Minnesota 4-6 in their last 10. The Pelicans 2-8 in their last 10. Minnesota 5-1 covering in their last 6. Pelicans 3-8 covering in their last 11. Yeah, only a 2-point spread here. Gonna roll with the Timberwolves. No major injuries to report, and this Pelicans team is very bad here. Minnesota actually playing really good here in the last few games. Gonna roll with the Timberwolves. Next matchup, we have the Orlando Magic versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks opening up as 12.5-point favorites with the over-under at 217.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Milwaukee 9-1, 7-3 covering in those matchups. The over-under in this series is 4-6. These teams did just play. Milwaukee won 117 to 108. Milwaukee 6-4 in their last 10. Orlando 3-7 in their last 10. These teams did just play. Orlando did cover, in the end there. Magic on an 8-game losing streak against Milwaukee. 2-6 covering against Milwaukee here. I'm gonna go with the Bucks again here. Still taking them on the money line parlays for sure, but for the spread, still gonna roll with the Bucks. It was close last time. Within a bucket or two away from covering the spread. Gonna roll with the Bucks here. Next matchup, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Utah Jazz. Jazz opening up as 9.5-point favorites with the over-under at 220.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Utah 9-1, 7-3 covering in those matchups. The over-under in this series is 9-1. Memphis 5-5 in their last 10. Utah 6-4 in their last 10. Memphis 1-10 in their last 11 against Utah. 1-4 covering against Utah. Utah 4-2 covering in their last 6 here. Utah playing good basketball. Memphis hasn't looked that great in their last 5-6 games here. I'm going to stick with the Jazz here. Then the last matchup, we had the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Sacramento Kings. Kings opening up as 3.5-point favorites with the over-under at 217.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Philly 6-4, 5-5 covering in those matchups. The over-unders in this series are 5-5, so pretty even. Philly 4-6 in their last 10. Sacramento 3-7 in their last 10 here. Not a very exciting matchup here. Philly is 5-0 against Sacramento. 13-6 covering against Sacramento. Sacramento just hasn't looked good. Philly hasn't either, but hard to trust Sacramento being the favorites. They just fired their coach. Just a lot of bad vibes going on with Sacramento here. We'll take the points with the Sixers. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Monday. And I'll see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.